I miss her. Yeah, that is the whole thing. I've been sitting here in this chair for about 20 minutes trying to find some clever, articulate way to ease into this, and there just isn't one. I miss her. It's been 2 years, 2 full years, and I still think about her every single day. And I know how that sounds. I know exactly what it looks like from the outside. If a mate sat across from me and told me he was still wrecked over a girl who walked away 24 months ago, I know what I'd say to him. I'd tell him to get out more. I'd tell him he's holding on to something that doesn't exist anymore. I know all the lines. I'm not gonna sit here and defend it. I'm just tired of pretending to myself that it isn't true. Here's the thing I didn't know before this happened. Missing someone isn't really a feeling. Or it is, but that's not the part that gets you. It's a reflex. Something happens. Something good, some stupid, doesn't matter. And there's this half second where you've already turned to tell her. Before you've thought about anything, before you've remembered. I got a job I'd been going for since March. Found out on a Wednesday afternoon, standing in a car park with my phone already in my hand. And my first thought, before my mom, before any of my mates, was her. And then the second thought lands about a second later, and it just takes the whole thing off you. So you're standing in a car park with the best news you've had all year and absolutely nowhere to put it. And it doesn't get less stupid over time either. If anything, it gets more stupid. I've been doing fine for 3 weeks. Genuinely fine. Sleeping properly, eating, getting work done, laughing at things. 21 days without that drop in my chest. I actually let myself think, okay, maybe that's it. Maybe it's finally going. Then on Tuesday night, I went to the shop for milk, and there was a yogurt on the second shelf. That's it. That's the whole event. A yogurt. The one we used to buy every Saturday because it was always on offer. I stood there holding the fridge door open with the cold air on my face for I don't know how long. Then I put the basket down on the floor between the butter and the cheese and walked out without the milk. 3 weeks gone. Because somebody restocked the shelf. Because you don't miss the big stuff. That's the part that surprised me the most. Nobody sits there crying about anniversaries. You don't lie awake thinking about the holidays or the serious conversations on park benches. You miss the nothing. The completely unremarkable 10 seconds that happened 400 times and you never once looked at properly. She used to leave the kitchen cupboards open. Not properly open, just an inch, hanging off the latch. She'd make a tea and leave every single door slightly ajar behind her. And I'd walk in 10 minutes later and close them one by one with my knuckles, going, why can't you just push it until it clicks? I complained about that for 18 months. And last month I left one open myself, making toast, not thinking about anything. And I turned around and saw it, and I had to sit down on the kitchen floor. Everybody misses the laugh. That part's easy. Missing the thing that used to wind you up is the one that tells you you're not over it, although I do miss her laugh. Obviously, I miss her laugh. Not the real one. She had a real one, and it was loud, and it was, honestly, not a great laugh. She used to apologize for it. I miss the other one. The small one she did when something wasn't actually funny, but she wanted me to feel good about having tried. Just a bit of breath out through her nose and a look. Nobody's done that since. I would know. I didn't know that was a thing you could lose. And the sound of her keys in the corridor. She had them on a metal clip and you could hear her coming from 30 yards off. If somebody walks past my door now with keys at that pitch, my stomach's gone before my brain's even involved. 2 years and my body still hasn't got the message. Same with the coat. I saw a girl on the high street last month from behind, same height, same dark coat, same way of walking with her hands pulled up inside her sleeves. And my whole chest dropped before the rational part of me could go, that's not her. She doesn't even live in this city. It ended on the 24th of November. I never tried to learn that date. I didn't write it down anywhere. I don't have a reminder. It's just in there, the way your childhood phone number is in there. And there wasn't even a good reason. No shouting, no slam doors. Nobody did anything terrible to anybody. It just stopped working. And that's somehow worse because there's nothing to be angry about. There's nothing to point at. Anyway, I talk to her. In my head, mostly in my head. I'll be washing up or walking to the shop and I'm having an entire conversation with her, telling her about my week, making her laugh at something stupid that happened at work. And she answers, in a voice I'm apparently just making up now. And I know how that sounds. I know. But I don't think I'm the only one. I think a lot of people are walking around having full conversations with somebody who isn't there and just never mentioning it to anyone. She's in decisions too. Not as a memory, as like an opinion. I bought a jacket last month and I could hear exactly what she'd say about it. Word for word. The little pause before it, the tone, everything, I put it back. I've tried with other people. I want to be clear about that. I'm not sitting in the dark being tragic. I have actually tried. I've been on dates. I've met girls who are funny and clever and kind, who listen properly when you're talking, who deserve considerably better than what I'm bringing to the table. And it goes fine. It always goes fine. And then I get on the train home and this wave of guilt comes down over my shoulders like I've done something wrong, like I've gone behind somebody's back, which makes no sense at all. There's no promise. She isn't waiting up for me. She doesn't know. And if she did, she wouldn't care. She'd probably be pleased for me. But I sit there looking at my own reflection in the dark window, feeling like I've got away with something. And it isn't fair on them. That's the bit that actually eats at me. Somebody gets dressed up, comes across town in the rain, tells me about her sister or her job, and there's this quiet, detached part of my brain just running an inventory the entire time. Not even comparing, really. Just checking. And it isn't that they're not good enough. It's honestly not that. It's that they're not her, and there is nothing whatsoever they can do about that, and it's got nothing to do with them. So after 2 or 3 dates, I say something about work being mad at the moment, which is the most pathetic sentence in the English language, but it's better than the truth. I've got a version of what I say if I ever ran into her. I've had it for about 1.5 years. I've edited it, made it shorter, then longer, then shorter again. It's meant to sound like I haven't thought about it at all, which is obviously the funniest part of the whole thing. She lives 300 miles away. I'm never going to use it. I still go over it sometimes. My mates tell me I've made her into something she wasn't. They sit there on a Friday night and say, "Mate, you're remembering a highlight reel. You've taken all the sharp edges off her and turned her into a statue." And actually, I'm 22. I know how memory works. I know that if she walked in here right now, she'd be in a mood about something, or she'd say something sharp, or we'd end up in that same exhausting argument about the washing up we used to have on Tuesdays. I know the version in my head is smoothed out, 60% accurate on a good day. And then I put that down because it doesn't change a single thing. The version in my head is the one that's here at 3 a.m. That's the one I actually live with. You can explain to somebody exactly why they feel something. It doesn't stop them feeling it. And sometimes, if I'm honest, I don't even think it's her I'm holding on to. I think about who I was when I was with her. That guy was lighter. He was funnier. He didn't check every sentence in his head before he said it out loud. And he was like that because somebody whose opinion he actually respected looked at him every single day and decided he was worth it. You get love like that, and you start believing you're all right. You walk differently down the street. You take up room without apologizing for it. I don't know how to be him without her in the room. I've tried. Same shirts, same coffee shops, trying to force that ease back into my chest. Doesn't fit. And the thing that keeps me awake is that maybe he just stopped existing the same day the whole thing did. And I've spent 2 years dragging around whatever was left over, which isn't her fault. None of that is her fault. That one's entirely mine. I haven't looked her up, not once. 2 years. I know exactly how long it would take. Phone out of the pocket, unlock, open the app, 3 letters of her name, 4 seconds, 5 if the signal's bad. Every single day I have had that phone in my hand, and every single day I've decided not to. I don't know where she's living now. I don't know if she cut her hair, or if she ever got to Spain like she kept saying, or if there's somebody else now who knows about the laugh. Who walks around behind her closing the cupboard doors? I've decided not to know, because the second I find out, the quiet version I've been living with gets replaced by the real one, and I don't think I've got the stomach for that yet. A few weeks ago, I was lying in bed trying to get to sleep, and I tried to remember what her voice sounded like, not what she said. I've still got the sentences. I can quote her. The actual sound of it, the grain, what it did in the morning before she'd had any water, and it was just gone. I lay there for about 2 hours trying to pull it back, trying to make my brain reconstruct her saying my name, and nothing came. Just empty air, because if I can't even remember what she sounded like, then what's actually left of sorry? That's the real goodbye. That's the part nobody warns you about. It isn't the day she leaves, or the day you hand the key back, or the day you take the pictures off the wall. It's this. Slowly, in pieces, in the dark, without ever asking your permission, until the person you've been missing turns into an outline. There's an 18-second voice note on an old hard drive in the drawer next to my bed. She sent it on a Thursday afternoon in October. She's walking home from the bus stop. You can hear the wind against the microphone, and she's asking whether we need oat milk and if I want anything from the bakery on the corner. That's it. That's all it is. I'm never gonna play it, because if I hear that sound again, it resets the whole thing back to day one, and I've done 2 years. I just keep the drive in the drawer under a stack of old notebooks. I don't plug it in. I just need to know it's in the room. Anyway, sorry. I record these at night, which is probably obvious by now. It's almost 2, and I'm sitting here in the dark talking into a microphone about a girl who has no idea I'm doing it, which is, yeah, it's a bit much. But it's the only time I can actually say any of this out loud. So if any of this landed, subscribe, or leave a like if you can be bothered. Takes a second, helps more than you think, and tell me how long it's been for you. That's it, just the number. I read all of them, usually around this exact time. Good night.